Hey, it's Dan. Welcome back to iAllegedly. I've got a very good one for you today because the federal government is setting up something that is almost unbelievable, but it's very real, and that is for you to turn people in to make a commission on fraud. It's called the whistleblower website. Like, subscribe. Let's get right into it. Plus, we're in Laguna for a little mom yoga. Kevin requested this one, so Dan, please go out. So you got it. First things first, our Secretary of the Treasury, Scott Bessent, he steps forward and said, are you guys sick of fraud, waste, and abuse? Are you sick of the bad guys getting away with this? So what they did was they set up a website, the whistleblower website, that is designed for you to turn in people that commit fraud. Now, you'd have to live under a rock not to know who Nick Shirley is. Nick Shirley went to Minnesota and found all those bogus daycares that didn't exist. And he went out and he realized that there's up to $9 billion worth of fraud that these people committed having fake businesses. Well, it extends from there. It extends to Alzheimer's patients. It extends to, uh, you know, uh, kids with ADHD and kids with different disabilities that they've set up. And they don't exist. There's no children. There's no help. There's people fleecing people. Us is what they're fleecing. But I want to show you this because this is absolutely unbelievable. They set up called the Follow the Money site. It is the Fed's website to go out and see what the fraud is right now. You know, this is awful. Now, the good thing about this is think about this number. You can make between 10 and 30% of the money that they claw back. If you don't think people are going to do this, there's already all the citizen journalism out there. I've got guys like me with cameras that go out there and go to these different daycares, the homeless shelters. Think about this. There was a guy who got $23 million in homeless money and spent none of it for the homeless. Isn't that terrible? But imagine this. You could make $2.3 million, if not more of that. Almost $7 million you could make for turning that thing in. So, will this work? Who knows? People are fed up right now with getting ripped off. Keith Ellison was on Capitol Hill this week, and when he was questioned, doesn't have a care in the world, not worried about this, took bribes to make people not pay attention to it. What are you going to do, guys? What's going to happen to these people? You know what's going to happen? Nothing's going to happen until you turn them in. You've worked for places where you know that there's no patients. You know that there's not kids with, you know, different diseases, and it's terrible. It's absolutely terrible right now that this is happening. But the daycares where kids don't exist, they haven't seen anything yet. They haven't seen anything yet. But this website, man, I'm looking forward to this because you're going to see people turn people in for this. I did a video on this about the IRS and how you can make a commission from turning people in for tax fraud, and people scoffed at. That's terrible, ratting out on your friends. Okay, so are you guys for this crime? Are you for this? Do you care that your tax dollars are being ripped off and stolen for these people to drive Ferraris and go on vacations and have luxury homes that you and I can't afford? But this is okay because it's not. It's not okay. It's fantastic. And they're going to go to jail. And people are going to make a commission. And you know what's going to happen with this government? Mark my words. They're going to have like big check day. It's going to be like, when you win a golf tournament, or a pro bowling tour where they give you the jumbo check. They're going to do that with these people. And you're going to get to see them on the news. It's going to be fantastic. Okay? So, you guys going to join Mom Yoga today? Let me know. Okay? One thing that you could do is have a channel on Ford and their recalls. Basically, weekly there's a recall for Ford. The other thing are store closures. Here's the wild thing about this. Every now and then you think that oh, I've covered this story already. No, these are all brand new. All of these are brand new. First thing is IKEA. IKEA is closing multiple stores. In the Nashville area, you guys will not have an IKEA anywhere near that area now because they're closing the stores and they're going to go more towards e-commerce. Now, here's the thing about IKEA. For any of you that have bought any of that furniture that you've had to build yourself, it is a total pain. It is something that, oh, it's really simple. It takes 30 minutes and it takes 6 hours to build a chest or drawers or something, a bed. Bunk beds that took, two guys 4 hours. I know that. Now, the one thing I like to do is talk to the staff. What's the most difficult part about this? What do people complain most about this? What parts end up missing? Because I always grab those so I have them in case when you open the bag, something's gone. But they think they want to expand their e-commerce. You're delusional. If you don't walk in there and touch that thing and feel that and say, oh, that's pretty sturdy, oh, that's strong, you're kidding yourself. Don't do that. Go to IKEA or don't buy it from IKEA. Oh my gosh, needless to say, they're not going to sponsor this channel anytime soon. But the idea with this is that there's so many closures. Wendy's, the hamburger chain, they're closing, which was originally going to be 70, then 90, now 110 locations because they're not making any money. You cannot afford a $17 combo meal. It's just not in the cards for any of us right now. And Wendy's is having problem after problem after problem of same stores sales that are off 25% in some locations. So what are they going to do? Close them because they're not making money. It's just that simple. So let me know what you think about this. But again, the next thing we talked about wine that's not selling. We talked about bourbon, and then all of a sudden another bourbon pops up. Troubled Whiskey brand, you know, that's going to shut its doors, and because the uh, whiskey brand Uncle Nearest is insolvent. They're getting foreclosed upon because they can't pay their bills, can't pay their employees, can't pay anybody. And the court hands control back to its original founder. There's a court-appointed receiver. Details are laid out. You can read the story, but again, people are not spending money. Well, do you have money for beer? Do you have money for whiskey? No, you don't have money for any of that stuff right now. People are not spending the money like they used to on anything extracurricular. They're just not. They cannot afford this right now. So, you know, another meat packing plant. And here's the thing: got Laura in Connecticut, got a man in Massachusetts who sent me stuff, and Massachusetts meat packer to lay off 190 employees. Oh, this is terrible. Smithfield Packaging. Again, you're not buying meat, you're not buying sausage, you're not buying anything like this. This is the problem with this is that you've got all these people losing their jobs right now. That's terrible. The warn notice. One thing I like to get is the warn notices. And what warn notices are is they let you know basically within 60 days what they're closing down. And this last week, I could do a warn notice channel because it's just all these different things that make no sense. But companies are not making money, so they're trimming the fat and getting rid of everything that's high priced right now. Let me know what you think so far. Now, another business goes down for the count, and it's beloved. It's a fan favorite. It is popular. No, it's not. It's done. Alaska Dream Cruises is going out of business. Small cruise line out of Sitka, Alaska. Now, they do Eastern Alaska. I couldn't tell you East from West Alaska, but my point is that isn't it funny? You guys think I make this stuff up? It's beloved. It's a fan favorite. It's popular. No, it's not popular because they would stay open. Now, the only reason why I'm talking about this was that this company did something miraculous and unbelievable. This is what they should talk about. Was they gave everybody their money back before they went out of business. They shut down, took all the deposits, and refunded them. Then they filed for bankruptcy, shut down. Isn't that great? Good for them. See, they're clapping about it too. It's fantastic. My friend Hunt, cruisesbyhunt.com, great guy, but he always suggests, Dan, you don't know what's going to happen. Get the insurance, buy the insurance. Look at how inexpensive it is compared to your trip. And I highly recommend stuff like that. Who you buy it from, I don't know. But talk to Hunt. Hunt's great. And the advantage to doing this is that if something like this happened, they send you a check. Okay? So let me know what you think about this. Again, fan favorite, beloved, popular. No, down for the count. Wendy's is a fan favorite, beloved, popular, and they're bankrupt, basically, closing over 100 stores. It's going to be interesting because we're going to see one of these fast food places completely shutter. I'm convinced of it. You can only merge so much, you can only sell off so many and close so many, but this is the sign of the economy. They're offering rewards for you to turn in your neighbors, okay, for doing bad things. It's getting worse right now. It's getting worse. Now, a few things to finish this video this morning. First thing, do not forget that we have the private channel iAllegedly Live. It's all uncensored. Check it out. I love doing that content. It's my absolute favorite thing. And for those of you that are on it, you know what I'm talking about. It's things that are too hot to talk about other places. Next thing is real estate ghosting. I was going to do a separate video on this. We've done a lot of real estate content lately, so I'm just going to end this video with these last two stories. And the first one is markets where they're shutting off and canceling contracts, and they're calling this ghosting. Now, the best part about this is that you've got all these areas, huge markets, 10% cancellation rates where the buyers are just, sellers are just saying, I'm not going to sell my house. 10.3%. Las Vegas, 10.1%. San Antonio, 9.6%. Riverside, California, which is the next county up from me, is Riverside, and they're at 9.3%. Phoenix, Arizona, 9.2%. The problem with this, it's very simple, guys. People are not getting what they want for their houses. The home's value in their neighborhood are dropping. We saw this in 2022, in Vegas especially. Neighborhoods that sold for originally 300,000 that went to 600,000, and then there was such a flux in sales. I had Denise, a local real estate agent, that took me around, and she was saying, listen, I can't get you 400,000 for this place anymore. The market's dropped. And nothing is worse in certain neighborhoods when people lower the prices and ditch the value of their homes. So you're seeing that more and more and more right now. It's just happening. All the canceled contracts, Atlanta, $400,000 houses. What's funny is it's like, I'm telling you, if you had an area, you lived here in Southern California and you sold your house, and you had an area you could live in, you were happy with, it was safe, had restaurants and things like that around it, you could move someplace, pay cash for something, and live comfortably. But the point is, you need an infrastructure. You need to have mom yoga on the weekends. You need to have a great place to eat. You need to make sure that there's other places other than Wendy's, because it looks like they're all going to close down. But that's the point. Now, the final thing for this video, and Dr. Marvin sent me this one, is that spring breakers were a real problem. In the mid 80s, when I was a young boy, there was a place called Palm Springs, California, and they would arrest women in bathing suits give them tickets. They would give them a hard time for going out and partying and riding on the back of motorcycles and things like that. So they discouraged it. Here in Southern California, Newport Beach, they're like, don't come down here and party. We're going to arrest you if you guys do anything and think you're going to get out of control. Okay, well, I guess they're not going to do that anymore. Well, now I'm an old man. I'm not going to spring break anytime soon. But Dr. Marvin sent me a great story from Miami, and what they're doing in Miami, which is unbelievable, is for the last 2 years discouraging people not to come there. Now Miami has an ad, and why? It's the last article. Miami has an advertising campaign right now. Come to Miami, enjoy spring break. Yeah, you know what? Because restaurants need people to buy food, liquor stores need purchases, hotels need to be full. Even if you have 12 people in the hotel room. It's funny. I have a buddy of mine. Hey, do you want to go to a spring training game? Yeah, I'll have the hotel room. I love the guy, but he's like, yeah, there'll be 9 of us. What? Let me get my own hotel room. No, no, no. We're all going to stay together. What am I, 18? No, guys, not going to do that for spring training. I don't care how much fun that sounds like to you. It doesn't sound like fun to me. Anyways, make good choices. You want to get a hold of me? It's hello@iallegedly.com. It's a beautiful, beautiful morning out here in Laguna. We're supposed to get 4 days of rain next week. Uh-oh. Okay. Onward and upward, guys. Reach out anytime. Send me stories. I'll see you very soon. Share these videos with your friends. I got over 2,000 videos on this site. Okay? I'll see you soon.